Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency video. Hope you all had a great weekend and I am ready to get back to work. I've been reading a lot of articles over the weekend and just have not had a lot of time yet. So again, let's get into this information. And before I do, I just wanted to say thank you. I made a brief post here as we're approaching 13,000 subscribers for all the people that like, share, comment, on these videos. I really appreciate it. This XRP community is one of the strongest communities in terms of digital assets as we are approaching this one of the greatest transfers of wealth this world has ever seen. This is a nascent market. There's tons of upside, tons of potential, and we are here during this bear market. When price skyrockets, people are going to be FOMOing in, and naturally an investor is only comfortable putting in their money when they see it going up. And that's not the sign of a successful investor. That's the sign of an emotional investor. You have to be able to buy when it's bloody. Buy when you're afraid and when you're insecure. And what I do is I look at the fundamentals. I'm not a chart guy. I'll follow charts, but I'm not going to pretend I, follow that and, base all of my buys off of the MACD and different, uptrends. So again, guys, just wanted to say thank you. And I did actually link this in all future video descriptions right here. I don't really shill this type of stuff, but I wanted to show you that, I designed this PNG file and just have different, coffee mugs, pillows, posters, you name it. I do have some of these. I love my hoodie as well, but just wanted to show you guys this. I'm not going to shill it in every video, I promise, but just wanted to say if you guys want to check it out, and you can always make your own too. All right, let's get into this. So XRP boy. And again, guys, the reason I want to address this is XRP is at the heart of Ripple. There's been a lot of FUD lately where people are arguing that Ripple as a private company will be successful since, they're a multi-billion-dollar startup. They have heavy ties with the central banks around the world, 200 plus customers, but they're not going to be utilizing XRP. Wrong. XRP is going to be the heart of Ripple. And even on the website, even the CTO, David Schwartz of Ripple, one of the original people that designed a patent in 1988 on blockchain way before Bitcoin, says that XRP is planned to be the true secret sauce of Ripple. So let's just kind of go over this really quick. So even on Ripple's website, XRP is the only digital asset with a clear institutional use case designed to solve a multi-trillion-dollar problem, the global payment and liquidity challenges that banks, payment providers, and corporates face. In order to effectively solve this problem, speed, cost, and scalability are of extreme importance. When you line up the top digital assets for these attributes, it's clear that XRP is the winner, and I'd agree. Even if there is some other digital asset or competitor that's ranked way below, their market capitalization is going to be so low, and we already have all these payment platforms, gateways, and payment rails developed, and we already are developing that liquidity. It's not where it needs to be, but we are seeing that steady progress, even if you looked at quarter two's report for Ripple and XRP sales. And that's what matters. You have to look at the fundamentals. All right, so XRP is part of a bigger vision. XRP is a key enabler of the IOV, Internet of Value, Ripple's vision for making money move at the speed of digital information. We can send pictures, we can send messages to our friends, videos, Snapchat instantaneously, yet we can't move value and money the same way, at least on the settlement end. That's what we want to emphasize for these banks, corporates, and FIs, financial institutions. So XRP's speed, transparency, and scalability help financial institutions move money like information moves today in real time. All right, as we can see here, we got the CEO of Ripple even saying, exactly, the secret sauce of Ripple is Ripple plus XRP. They're not going to be two separate things. XRP is not just some scam. This would be the most elaborate, multi-billion-dollar scam that's ever came to be. And you guys have to realize it's not too good to be true if you really look at the fundamentals. We have been in, a year and a half, almost 2-year bear market, and we are losing members by the day, and that's fine. Because what's going to happen is the price is going to start going up, everyone's going to start FOMOing and naturally buying when the price goes up, and it'll be too late. And all you had to do is simply buy and hold. All right, not financial advice. Again, I'm voicing my thoughts. So thank you, XRP boy. Next up, Brad Garlinghouse. Love the name, by the way, on Twitter. Making fun of Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO, or I guess just, a play on words. Not making fun of him per se, but the CEO of Ripple. So the future of XRP markets. The quarter two report from Ripple gave us some insights on the long-term vision for XRP. As per the attached screenshot, the vision is to have XRP trade like the leading global currencies. But what exactly does that mean? So we take a look right here on Ripple's website. Ripple's long-term view is that efficient, liquid XRP markets should resemble the traditional FX, foreign exchange markets, given XRP's use case of a global value transfer. And again, guys, if you've ever traded foreign exchange on the FX market, the Forex market, you're well aware that the payment flows between all different corridors and fiat currencies. It's well over $5 trillion per day. And annually, that's over $1 quadrillion. And I know I'm just saying large numbers to you, but I just want to show you that we are only getting started. All right, and let's see what we have to say here. So the Forex spot market is the most liquid market in the world with over 5 trillion daily volume, operates 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. For XRP to be the definitive bridge currency for the world, it needs to be able to be traded in this market, floating against leading currencies. All right, Forex trades are done with high precision in the quote prices, the lowest unit of yeah, okay. I'm already familiar with Forex. I've traded some Forex a good amount and I have some successful friends in it. But again, to me, it's still gambling. But perhaps that's just because I'm not successful with it, compared to my friends at least. And of course, we got XRapid, which is the software product that inherently uses the native digital asset XRP. And right here is a tool that makes real-time XRP buys and sells. However, this happens over cryptocurrency exchanges, who are nowhere near as liquid as foreign exchange markets today. This makes it ideal for low-value payments such as remittances, but not ideal for high-value payments. Not quite yet, at least. There needs to be an alternative. And so he goes on to say, I believe this alternative is inside R3. So again, R3, this huge consortium tied with the central banks, and they're using Corda XRP Settler. So Corda Settler is an open sourced blockchain platform that has the potential to be much larger than just what Ripple's going after with the remittance corridors. So Corda, they actually want to target different sectors and industries such as supply chain management, real estate markets, potentially the derivatives market, which is already well over $1 quadrillion in valuation, especially if you go after the DTCC, and which will be used in the combination with Swift. So a lot of people are speculating that Swift will end up using R3's blockchain, and it doesn't matter because Corda actually named XRP the first settlement mechanism because XRP is by far the most, scalable, fastest, secure digital asset in the market today. And a lot of people say, oh, blockchain is successful, but again, there's no need for cryptocurrency. And that's completely false because you still need a secure way of transferring value. And that's why cryptocurrencies are still necessary. Again, I try to just consider XRP a digital asset because I think that's a little more professional of a term. And I've noticed that Brad Garlinghouse does that as well. However, it settles directly in XRP, not fiat, as XRapid does. Provided we have regulatory clarity, this means banks either have to hold XRP or trade it actively against fiat currencies, which is not possible in the crypto market. This is where the Forex market comes in and why the institutional purchases of XRP are very important. Now, this is all theoretical. Let's pay attention here. My theory is that the institutional purchases were made by large financial institutions who are waiting for the regulatory clarity to start trading XRP against fiat quoted pairs or quote pairs in the Forex market. This exponentially raises XRP liquidity, exactly, and makes high-value transfers or high-value trades against fiat pairs possible. However, to hold XRP, financial institutions also need to hedge against future price fluctuations. This is where the Forex futures market comes to play. With leverage ratios up to 100x, FIs will be able to effectively hedge any potential fluctuations in price against trade profits. The dominant players in the Forex markets are the biggest banks in the world, and I believe it will be no different for XRP. Once the regulatory framework is set for using and holding XRP, the trade volumes and market liquidity should make today's crypto markets look like child's play. And that's what I believe is coming as well. In conclusion, my opinion is that as retail holders of XRP, we have not seen even the tip of the iceberg when it comes to XRP. If adoption sets the stage for a massive price explosion, XRP would have to be traded in the Forex markets to provide liquidity for high-value transfers. While the traditional crypto exchanges would provide liquidity for XRapid usage as well as low-value retail speculation. So in theory, if XRP was to ever hit 3 or 4 figures, whether that's $100 per token or $1,000 per token, the infrastructure would be there to support these prices. This is not investment advice. Exactly. And you can say that, it's completely, it's wishy-washy to wish for an $1,000 XRP, a $1,000 XRP. But if you're in this market for long term and we are seeing this constant progress and adoption, and we're trying to solve one of the greatest liquidity problems today, it's not far off whatsoever. We need high value to transfer high value. All right. And so again, I believe this is the plan, Miguel Valles. And again, This gentleman is of Ripple, I believe, is putting in place, and why CME Group sent him over to Ripple after they invested in the latter. This is also why Brad Garlinghouse talks about the price in 3 to 5 years, because the current crypto market is in no way representative of what's to come. Exactly. And Brad Garlinghouse says day in, day out, this is a marathon, not a sprint. He knows that they have to work with the banks, the groups, the regulations, and he knows the U.S. is key to this. Yet they are slacking, and again, Ripple and this problem, this huge challenge that we're facing today, is not going to wait for the SEC, for U.S. regulators to twiddle their thumbs. We're going to move without them, and eventually they'll be forced to address it. All right, and we don't want the U.S. to miss behind regulation, but that's a whole nother topic for another video. Next up. So, Paul Bax on Twitter at Paul Bax, it's BAX3. More and more people will come to realize that Ripple technology and XRP is the chosen one. And now he retweeted this, and this is Brad Garlinghouse saying this. More evidence Bitcoin is not the golden ticket to solve the payments problem today. And why? It's because he's tweeting an article that Stripe, it's a huge payment platform, is giving up on Bitcoin as a payment method. And I'm sure there's many reasons. Again, guys, the scalability issues. When Bitcoin even hits, if it ever does hit $100,000 per token, do you know the fees that we're going to incur during each transaction? Do you know how slow and bogged down the network will become? I know they're, making changes to the network to help those inefficiencies, but sometimes you just have to replace it with something that works. You can argue that Bitcoin's going to be a great store of value. Maybe it will be, but why can't XRP be both? A store of value and actually used by institutions. We're solving a real problem. We're not making up problems and saying, hey, here it is. And again, Bitcoin is also solving a problem, and I'm grateful it came, but in my opinion, it is the Napster of Facebook. Next up, right here, this is actually pretty funny. So Thoreau, at Thoreau SZN on Twitter. So again, guys, you know that Warren Buffett, Justin Sun of Tron, the Tron Foundation, actually won I guess it was an auction for lunch, and he paid $4.6 million to have lunch with the Warren Buffett. And this guy just says, Warren Buffett is the greatest investor of all time, sold a lunch meeting for $4.6 million and didn't even have to go. GOAT, greatest of all time. I just thought that was funny. Again, there's a lot of speculation with what's going on with Justin Sun. Not exactly sure if he was busy or he's in trouble with the law. I don't want to create any, FUD or drama, but it's pretty funny that Warren Buffett actually did auction off lunch for $4.6 million, didn't even have to go. And what I want to cover here, this is actually very, very positive for Ripple, and I don't think we realize this. Like, these small wins is exactly what's going to create this domino effect, this snowball effect to succeed in the long term. So shared by Matthew Linney, Liny on Twitter. And this is article, so I'm just going to go right into the article. So right here, it's titled, Ripple could be best solution for overseas payments in emerging markets. And that's exactly where we're targeting. We need those corridors that are having liquidity issues. They're forced to use the main fiat pairs, and we can actually help those emerging markets. So again, faster, cheaper remittances power growth for one small business, and this is BTech. And they're running on Ripple. They are a Ripple partner, and the founder, I believe he's from Brazil, and his name is Eric Gutierrez. And so let's just talk about this. This is a proof of concept on how Ripple, the company, has helped by utilizing their software to help, beat the fees. So Ripple has been pioneering DLT, distributed ledger technology, based global payments for a long time, partnering with over 200 companies, most of whom are banks, the biggest banks in the world, I might add, and other FIs. Particularly, it is working hard in emerging markets, where global payments are a big issue. Exactly. So we're talking Southeast Asia, India, North Africa, you got it. Again, making cross-border payments from developing countries is expensive and time-consuming, especially with the monopolies that we have today, whether it's Western Union, MoneyGram. They're just over expensive, especially, using the legacy platform Swift, which is, 40 plus years old. It's inefficient, and it's time that we can move value a lot easier. All right, so look, help firms in emerging markets, just as I've said, in these regions. And again, Ripple, where it informed about a particular developer business model, which benefited hugely by Ripple's technology. And again, Brazilian entrepreneur, we're just going to say Eric, to establish his business on the world map by solving his major problem, money transfers. And again, he said that he was facing several issues today with the traditional payment methods and options. The platforms like MoneyGram, luckily we signed up to help them, PayPal, Western Union, and Western Union is essentially, the huge competition of MoneyGram, but MoneyGram is the second largest payment provider in the world, or payment service, I guess you could say, transfer. Now, they were either too expensive or it took too much time to process the payment, or in some cases, both. And so as we can see here, Ripple, the private company, helped Eric Gutierrez make payments to his freelancers from all over the world and also hire people from others on a full-time basis due to the structure of the formidable payments. On the other hand, it started receiving money quickly from his international clients. And within a few months only, the website visits increased from 500,000 in 2017 to 1.5 million per month today. 500,000 to 1.5 million, that's 3x increase. That is phenomenal. So Gutierrez used Ripple-powered Brazilian payments processor BTech Global. And so that's who they're working with, which helped cut down payments from 5 days to 1 day. Using distributed ledger technology, guys. We are using XRP to settle. It also helped the firm pay payment fees up to 80% less than other options. This alone saves significant time and money for the company to focus on its core competencies rather than waiting for payments to process. So again, guys, it's not only just for these savings. It's not for better visibility and transparency. It's not only for immutability. It is for the time. And whenever, even XRP Neo says this all the time, whenever a business comes up and it is more efficient, whether it saves you more money, it's faster, simply better in every way, all these benefits, it's more scalable, it's, going to work long term, and it's just new emerging technology that is legitimate. They're going to go towards that every single day. And I know we're getting some of these smaller players. We have big banks. We've had people, trialing this since 2013. And this is great. This is a positive sign. These are the fundamentals that I'm talking about. So right here, with Ripple, BTech was able to eliminate SWIFT fees for all of its remittance corridors, not just a few, dropping it in its own fees from $20 to $2 per transaction in the process. And keep in mind, instead of waiting 5 days to 1 day. So they're able to scale, they're able to grow faster than ever. So this could be an example, this is an example, in my opinion, of how blockchain-powered payments to change the business scenario in developing markets like India, Brazil, Taiwan, etc., where money flow is generally barred by such obstacles. Ripple, along with SWIFT and Stellar, XML, can create a global payments structure which surpasses political restrictions, reducing time consumption and processing fees significantly. Very good article. Thank you for the share, Matthew Linney. Right here, we're going to finish off with these two things. XRP Crypto Wolf shared these on Twitter with me, so thank you. And again, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse writes an open letter to Congress over the regulatory uncertainty. If we want to take a peek right here. Let's try to click this again. This is a long video, guys. Thanks for sticking around. I don't know how you guys watch videos on 1x speed. I get through all my news on like 2x speed typically. All right, so right here, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, and Chris Larsen, co-founder and executive chairman of the firm, have jointly penned an open letter to the U.S. Congress over regulatory issues in the crypto space. In their letter issued Sunday, Garlinghouse and Larsen said that without regulatory clarity, there is a risk to innovation, tax revenue, and jobs that blockchain technology has to offer. We urge you to support regulation that does not disadvantage U.S. companies using these technologies to innovate responsibly, they write. The executives also seek classification of digital currencies that recognizes their fundamental differences and not paint them with a broad brush. Exactly. And I know we have a lot of older traditional guys as regulators, and they really, really need to check this out. Not that I'm a fan of Bitcoin, but on the board out there, they called Bitcoin Bitcom. They're not even informed on what it is, which is a shame because this technology is revolutionary. Garlinghouse and Larsen believes that cryptocurrencies have the opportunity to complement fiat currencies like the US dollar and not replace them. Exactly. They are saying that people are still going to be using dollars. They're not going to be using XRP to buy your coffee. That's ridiculous. At least at this point in time, that is not what they're going after. We're not trying to replace the dollar. We're trying to make the world run more efficiently and, if anything, help the US. And the US has the chance to lead in this space. However, in my opinion, they're either going to be really slow or they're just going to be bullies and take over anyways. And I'm in the United States, but let's be real, guys. It's how the world works, unfortunately. All right, so the open letter comes on the heels of a hearing by the Senate Banking Committee on Regulatory Frameworks for Cryptocurrencies and Blockchain Tech, which is scheduled to take place on July 30th, tomorrow, and will be live streamed here. So you got this link. And again, XRP Crypto Wolf has this, and he retweeted this as well. All right. And then right here, Ripple's, ask government for fair regulations in an open letter, and just a little more information if you guys want to check this out. There's all kinds of links that XRP Crypto will definite follow in this space. But again, guys, I know I've been rambling for a lot. There's just a lot of information that's going on. And I want to keep you up to date as much as possible. I believe that we're going to see some interesting news in the next week, especially with SBI VC. I'm really hoping that they open as an XRapid partner and begin utilizing that. And regardless whether we see price movement or not, that is just another step and another thing to check off the box in progress. So again, guys, appreciate your time. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.